The size of the job undertaken by Chamberlain Industries is best gauged by this aerial view of the huge Chamberlain factory at Worspool, Western Australia. Guided by Mr. A.W. Chamberlain and his two sons, and assisted by a staff of experts, Chamberlain Industries Proprietary Limited have assembled over £1 million worth of modern equipment and machinery. First to be built was one of Australia's largest and most up-to-date foundries, which maintains the steady flow of castings vital to production. But the casting of cylinders, wheels and so forth is only part of the job. Inside the huge machine shop, bank upon bank of modern equipment is kept at full capacity, turning out not only Chamberlain Tractors and Implements, but also a plentiful supply of spare parts for Chamberlain users everywhere. From start to finish, every component in a Chamberlain product is continually being checked by the inspection department, whose job it is to see that highest quality is maintained. Even so, Chamberlain tractors are constantly being dynamometer tested, a guarantee to Australian farmers that their Chamberlain tractors will give them every ounce of power that they expect from them. This is a standard Heeren and Floud brake horsepower tester, which can't tell even the whitest of lies, and shows the prime output of the tractor right on the dot. But the real test is in the field, where Chamberlain Tractors and Chamberlain Implements are put through their paces. Field tests such as this one at Rainbow in Victoria are constantly being carried out throughout Australia, giving farmers an opportunity of seeing not only the Chamberlain tractors at work, but also the Chamberlain ploughs and scarifiers, both of which introduce many revolutionary principles to mechanised farming in Australia. The Chamberlain range aroused great interest, particularly the 60DA diesel tractor, the most powerful wheel-driven tractor in Australia. Right from the beginning of the field test, the Chamberlain ploughs, this is the smaller 14-disc plough, impressed the farmers with their speed and perfect cut, whilst the scarifiers, this is the smaller 20-tine Chamberlain scarifier, showed that they could prepare the right type of seed bed. Flood conditions had been prevalent in the district right up to the day of the Chamberlain field test. Yet, despite extremely heavy going, the Chamberlain disc ploughs made light of the work. Cause why? The roller bearing discs make all the difference. But probably most impressive of all was this, the largest of its type in Australia, the Chamberlain 18-disc plough being handled by the 40 kA Chamberlain kerosene tractor in wet, sticky ground. There's no look like an extremely close look at how an implement is performing, and there were times during the test when you could barely see the implements for interested farmers. Ever seen sparrows on a telegraph wire? This dynamometer and attachments allows Chamberlain technicians to study the rate of fuel consumption under varying loads, and reproduces as nearly as possible the actual loading and overloading which occurs in field work. Here, the left-hand cylinder is operating on kerosene, whilst the right is running on diesel fuel. The pipette showed clearly the comparative rate of consumption. After long investigation into the requirements of Australian farmers, Chamberlain Industries use Timken bearings in their disc ploughs. Not only do these bearings make the implements easy to pull, but the bearings, which are sealed against dust, dirt and moisture, need lubricating only once every year under normal conditions. Depth of cut with both the 14 and 18 disc Chamberlain ploughs is easy to regulate. The simple twist of a wheel, which is accessible to the tractor driver, is all that is necessary. Even though it is by far the largest car of its type in Australia, it has perfect traction on the road and can be pulled without difficulty at a transport speed of 16 miles per hour. Moreover, in the closed-up transport position, the Chamberlain plough fits through average gates. And is easy on gate posts. Here, the Chamberlain 18-disc plough is at its minimum cut of 9 feet 6 inches. But once at work, the Chamberlain ploughs can be simply adjusted to a cutting width suitable for your soil conditions. An accessible but positive ratchet lever allows the cut to be widened. Notice the stump jump action of one of the discs as the plough immediately adjusts itself to the desired cutting width. Thanks to the fractional adjustments and lining up that are possible with Chamberlain implements, even the huge 18-disc plough handles sharp corners efficiently and with ease. But a plough must do a job of ploughing, regardless of size, and the slow-motion camera shows how the Chamberlain disc turns the ground out while still leaving a straw mulch on top. Like the ploughs, Chamberlain scarifiers have been developed to meet all the requirements of Australian farmers. Rocky or uneven ground is no problem to a Chamberlain scarifier. A positive action worm screw enables the scarifier frame to be adjusted to your ground level. Also, the tines can be speedily regulated to the required cutting depth. For transport, the tines, which are of cast steel and ribbed for extra strength, can be lifted over centre out of harm's way. Here we see the scarifier operating over specially chosen rocky ground. Because each tine is independently sprung, Chamberlain scarifiers are ideal for stony or stumpy country. It was slow-motion studies such as these that enabled Chamberlain Industries to develop this scarifier, which is ideally suited for Australian soil conditions. Thanks to Chamberlain foresight, Australian farmers may now have this unit, the Chamberlain Type 60DA diesel, the world's most powerful agricultural wheel tractor. Power with weight and traction for economical farming and backed by Chamberlain service. Chamberlain Tractors and Implements have been put to the test. In the factory and in the field, they have been proven over and over again. Put them to the test yourself, and you'll find that on broad acres or on small holdings, Chamberlain is the name for Australian conditions. Chamberlain, a fine range of tractors and implements. Chamberlain, Australian-made for Australian conditions, and miles the better for it.